Hi guys! Today in this video we are going to be going over one of my favorite movements that we do in CrossFit, and that is toes to bar. So toes to bar is a movement that we do obviously hanging from a rig, and it's something that we do pretty common, very core engaging. We're working our abdomen a lot in this movement. But not only that, we're using our arms a lot, and I think that's a piece that a lot of people miss. But I'm gonna break it down for us. I'm gonna hopefully show us some progressions that you can be working on if you don't quite have them yet, and really how we can start to drill these movements to practice, hopefully string some together and get better over time. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so one of the very first and easiest prerequisites that you need to have leading into toe to bar is grip strength. And you know you have grip strength when you can hang for a while. So all I would ask people to do at first is show me that you can hang from the rig. So all I need you to do is get right under it, hop up, and show me that you can hang, okay? That's it. And of course, the longer that you can hang, the better the grip strength, the longer that you can probably hang up there to do more toes to bar and other gymnastics movements. But we're gonna build onto that, now going into what we call kip swings. Kip swings are something we do a lot in our warm-ups. They're a great movement to start activating the shoulders, and then also show that we have control of our movement when we are hanging from the bar. So I'm gonna go over kip swings first.
Why you always in the mood? I'm acting brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool.
Once you start to get the hang of kip swings, no pun intended, we can start to build from there. So I would then ask for you to show me a bigger kip swing, meaning we're driving into that bar a little bit harder. Our feet are going a little higher in the front of the swing and a little further back in the back of the swing. We could then build from there to doing knee raises, heel raises, and knees to elbow, which we are about to get into as well.
Why you always in the mood? I'm acting brand new. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but try to play it cool. Really, I ain't playing back.
You'll also notice that moving forward, I have decided to put grips on my hands. These are actually not my normal grips, but just ones I had on hand right now. Some of them have the finger holes like this one does. Some of them do not. They're just leather or whatever fabric you're using on your grips. Either way, I'm not a fan of putting my fingers through like this. I just find it takes too much time. I don't love it that way. So all I'm gonna even do with these is just slap it over the top of the rig. This also creates a little bit of tension on your wrist when you're doing toes to bar. So it almost helps you feel like you're kind of hanging a little bit easier. Definitely recommend wearing grips. They take a little bit of getting used to, but these are gonna protect your hands. A lot of times when we hang a lot in CrossFit, your hands start to hurt. These are gonna help that. So just get used to them, okay? Let's move forward. So the first progression I'm going to do after I learn my kip swings is what I'm doing here, and this is what we call a knee raise. I'm still keeping that kip swing, but I'm gonna start bringing my knees to my chest. Once I've mastered the knee raise, I can then start to bring my heels over my hip crease, which is what I'm doing here, and we start to get more ab engagement here. Again, we've got the heel raise. I'm gonna try to get my heels pretty much over my belly button as high as I can. You'll notice here in this next set, I'm gonna start with some really high heel raises, so my toes are almost to my chest level. And then I'm gonna start doing my knees to elbow. So here I'm bringing my knees all the way to my elbow, tricep area. Okay, so we're progressing right along. We've gone over our kip swings, our knee raises, our high heel raises, then into our knees to elbow, like I've just showed you. Now I'm gonna move on to showing you full on toes to bar. Notice when I'm doing these toe to bar, I'm keeping the same kip swing that we started off with. It's just getting bigger and bigger, really looking like those knees to elbow and then flicking my toes to the bar. All right, so you've got toes to bar, maybe. A very common fault I see in a lot of athletes is they start to get their toe to bar, but maybe somewhere in the process, they start to do what I call like a mini or like a fake kip here in the middle of their reps. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like in a second, but I really stress the fact that it is a bad habit to have, because you might get a toe to bar, do that fake kip to keep you from swinging around too much, get another toe to bar, do a little kip in the back, and then you can keep going, but it takes a lot of effort and energy, and ultimately it's just gonna slow us down and then break the habit, the good habit of us actually keeping a good kip swing to get our toe to bar. So let me show you what I mean, and I'm gonna hopefully teach you how to not get into that habit. Don't do that. The main thing I want you to do is try for rep number 2. Okay, so rep number 1 might make it. You gotta try just as hard for rep number 2, try just as hard for rep number 3, and then from there you probably will fall into a really good swing where you are actually kipping, pressing into that bar, and you can keep the rhythm going. Like I said, rep number 1, full effort. Same thing, kick back, immediately go again. Rep number 2, you might be close, you might just miss it. Once you hit or not, I need you to immediately come back down, go again. Come back down, go again. I like to make the analogy of you're hitting your toes to the bar. Let's pretend you're hitting your heels to a wall somewhere right here, and I need to be able to hear those hits consistently. So toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. It's gotta be snappy. You've gotta be pressing into that bar and bringing your legs back down just as quickly and snappy, lots of control. So I'm gonna show you what it might look like if you get your first rep, maybe miss your second, but you keep on trying. Like I said, you'll probably get back into that rhythm that we want. All right, so let's review a little bit. Gotta warm up and start with kip swings. Start there, make sure you're controlled. Make sure you can feel your arms nice and long, press into that bar while toes are forward, and then you're opening up when your heels are coming back, okay? Then you can build to your knee raises, heel raises, getting really close with your toes to bar, and then actually you can start connecting your toes to bar. So let's rewind a little bit. Let's just say, you know, you're practicing those movements, but you're not yet getting it yet, but you're still gonna promise you keep practicing. Maybe these come up in a workout and you're not quite there yet to keep the intensity high for your workout while still doing toes to bar. That's okay. You're gonna practice your toes to bar outside of a workout when you're not as fatigued or maybe high stress from the workout and other movements that are, you know, paired up with the toes to bar in the workout. You're gonna practice outside of your workouts when you have time. But during a workout, let me show you some movements that are still gonna be working our core and hopefully building the strength needed for your toes to bar. Those are what we call V-ups. You could also go all the way down to just sit-ups or even crunches, weighted sit-ups, other things that are gonna help strengthen your core. All of those things and the progressions and the actual toes to bar that I did today, just practice that stuff. Over time, you are going to get better at it and practicing the correct way. So don't let yourself fall into bad habits with that little kip swing or the extra kip swing that's not really a full-on toe to bar. Try to break those bad habits and do it the correct way from the get-go, and I promise over time, it will pay off. Thanks for watching as always. I hope that this video helps. Leave any questions or comments in the comments section. Let me know how it's going for you, and I will catch you guys on the next video.